Hot sports all plays. 365, we making the plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, then I'm in the lane. Variety topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the air, we're taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tight the laces. Hot sports all plays. Network. Hot sports all plays. Network. We on top of our game. Hot sports all plays. Hot sports all plays.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is going to be a special edition on the ASAP Sports Network. This is actually going to be the 2020 NBA Draft. And how this is going to work, we're going to be breaking down the top 10 picks in the draft. And it's not going to be only Chris Brown and Freddie tonight. We're going to be joined by a panel of people. So with that being said, I will introduce everybody to you. We have none other than, he goes by Nate the Great. And then we have the one, the only, we call him Mr. Delusional, Freddie Henderson. And then we have the ever-intelligent Christopher Brown. And then we have Trey. So Trey, you've actually seen a couple times on there. Don't worry, Trey, you'll get a nickname soon. I'll give you one. And then we have the Ghost, which, appears every now and then, Christopher Mabry. And then, oh my gosh, we have that bad man, that coach. I'm a Bengals fan.
Hello. What's up?
But since it's NBA, I'll just tell everybody that coach's team is actually the Dallas Mavericks, so we'll just go off that. Okay. And then we have Jay, and he goes by Jay Ness. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Doing great.
Oh, fantastic.
Man, I'm good. Ready to talk sports with the boys tonight and ready to give you guys the best.
Yes, sir.
All right. So before we get started,
going on.
So Freddie, what is our show brought to you in part by?
Oh, that's Coach Cam.
All right, Suzanne Paparazzi Jewelry, home of the $5 jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. Hey, go on the website www.paparazziaccessories.com. Code 160920. It's the holiday season coming up. Make sure you holler at Paparazzi Jewelries for your accessories and jewelry.
All right. So besides our paparazzi jewelry, hey Chris, I want to know something. Can you tell me right now? I've seen these ASAP Sports Network shirts that have been going around, and people have been saying, how can I win one of those? So tell me, how can you win one of those awesome ASAP Network shirts?
Man, to win these awesome ASAP Network t-shirt shirts, what I want you to do is comment when we're on live. I want you to share the live, share the page, like the page, like the live. And whoever does that most at the end of the month will be crowned the viewer of the month, and they will get a free, very own ASAP Network t-shirt.
All right. So if they can't come on and comment, or if they're just scared to comment because maybe like, I don't want to sound bad when I'm making a comment. So, Nate, what else can they do?
You can pay $25 plus shipping and handling for and it's not that much compared to what you might get at a JCPenney's or some other place.
Right. And now remember, Christmas is coming around, so just like Coach Cam on that paparazzi stuff like he was talking about, remember, Christmas is coming around, and you're going to want one of these awesome ASAP shirts. These are fantastic. We have some that are being sending out now. Even almost all of our analysts are getting these. So you're going to start seeing them everywhere. All right, so how about we jump into some topics now, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we forgot our other sponsor. I'm sorry. Freddie, you go ahead and take this one away, sir.
All right, this one's Oregon made Misty Meadows, Jam, and more. You pick them out at 48053 Highway South, Bandon, Oregon, or you can give them a call at 541-347-2575. You know, Chris mentioned about the T-shirts. You know, you can get a free T-shirt, but guess what? If you're not able to watch this show today, you can check us out on Anchor at All Sports, All Plays. Check us out for our previous episodes, not just this episode, but Real Talk, Sports a Minute, any post-game show. Check us out, and you will not want to miss.
All right. We have quite a few topics to cover before the NBA draft actually kicks off. And these are some fantastic topics that you're not going to want to miss out on. So our first topic, we're going to actually talk about who's going to be that number one draft pick. And with this one, I will start with Coach Cam on this one. So, Coach Cam, who's going to be the number one pick tonight?
The number one pick is going to be Anthony Edwards. And you know what? And Minnesota is going to look back and regret this. You cannot pick a number one player who says they don't love basketball. This is as a number one player, as you pick number one, you have to make sure this is a guy that could be a cornerstone piece for the next 10 years. You missed this pick, you set yourself back another 5 to 10 years. But Minnesota is one of my teams. But can go wrong, will go wrong. And they're gonna pick Anthony Edwards number one, a player who said, hey, if a football team called him, he'll leave tomorrow. That's not a type of player that you want to pick number one overall. He's going to be solid just because he has the skills to be. But he's never going to max out to where he can be because he's not going to put the work in because he don't love the sport. But all in all, number one pick is going to be Anthony Edwards.
All right. So I will listen to Jay Ness on this one. Tell me, who's going to be the number one pick in the draft?
Hey, man, he hit it with the nail in the coffin, man. LaMelo, he got this just because of that statement. I mean, it was a close race until he came out with that. You never invest millions of dollars into a player that don't want to do it. He said it without saying it. I don't even care about this. If I got the call tomorrow, I'm switching. He don't have the love for the sport. That means when diversity arises, he's easily going to quit. So I don't know, man. LaMelo's going to go ahead and be number one here.
All right, Christopher Brown.
Yeah, the comments were very, very bad comments. But at the end of the day, there's been a lot of strong reports lately saying that Anthony Edwards is going number one, and I believe him. Even with these reports coming out, you can understand what Anthony Edwards is going to bring to this team. He's a better defender than Melo, and that's what they need. I was thinking about it. I would have loved to see D'Angelo Russell and LaMelo play together. That's being a dynamic backcourt. Where's the defense in the Western Conference? They're going to get Anthony Edwards. Hope he can pan out and be better than Andrew Wiggins, which he has the ability to do. But with him not having the love, we just going to have to wait and see. But I do believe Anthony Edwards will be the number one pick tonight.
All right. So our first comment is actually saying Melo. Melo's going to be the number one pick, and that's coming from Kendall Lum. All right, Freddie. Mr. Freddie Henderson, go ahead and take it away. Who's going to be the first pick in the draft?
You know what? I agree with Chris. I agree with Jay. I agree with Coach Cam. But we're talking about Minnesota. We're talking about a franchise that need to fill the seats. We're talking about a franchise that need a star that's going to be box office right off the top. Yes, you have Karl Anthony Towns, you have D'Angelo Russell. Could you imagine LaMelo Ball going to Minnesota? How must-see TV people's going to want to see that show? I mean, Chris said it. That would be a dynamic backcourt between LaMelo and D'Angelo. But guess what? Everybody know LeVar's there. Everybody know what the Ball brothers are going to bring. It's like when my Lakers drafted Lonzo. That wasn't a basketball move. That was a business move. And I will not be surprised if he goes number one for a business move because, Minnesota's trying to fill the stands and seats. Well, not this year because of COVID, but, whenever the fans are able to come back, they're trying to get attraction to must-see TV. So I have LaMelo Ball going number one.
All right, Trey, let's hear your take.
Man, it's unanimous. Anthony Edwards is the overall number one overall pick. He's better than all these other draft picks. But with that statement alone, you can't put your franchise in that 10-year for the future references. He's already have 1 foot out the door, and you cannot play basketball with 1 foot out the door. You have to be committed to this sport. Now, Freddie's right on bringing in Ball, but do the Timberwolves really want to bring in that? Remember, yeah, it's going to fill all the seats and everything, but this year they're not going to have fans in the stands for the majority part. So would they bring in that case scenario for future references where he might even be on the team for the following couple of years? But the overall number 1 pick should be Anthony Edwards. No matter what he says, I think the Timberwolves should take him, and I think that they'll straighten him up, and I think that it will be a better team. But who knows? It's the Timberwolves. They also took 3 point guards ahead of Steph Curry, so who knows what the Timberwolves are going to do.
All right, so we actually have a comment on here from Brandon Herrera that actually says that they draft Ball and then they trade for his brother. So Chris Brown, what do you think about that one?
I mean, if you draft Ball, neither him or D'Angelo Russell are really the true defenders that you need. So, I mean, LaMelo Ball, I think he's going to have an offensive game even better than what D'Angelo's showing. And D'Angelo's show, he's a guy that can give you 20 and 7. So LaMelo can fill that role. You go trade for Lonzo, and Lonzo's that defender and true playmaker that you really need. I don't think they'll do it only because I know how much Karl Anthony Towns wants to play with D'Angelo Russell. So if they do that, Karl Anthony Towns is going to leave as soon as he can or demand for a trade. So that's the only problem. But I would love to see the Ball brothers play together because everybody wants to talk about LeVar this and LeVar that. LeVar should be getting praises by everybody right now. 2 of his sons are about to be lottery picks. He's spoken into existence. And if they all play together, they'll be a great, great duo. And Jello gets in the league, be a great trio. Mark my words.
All right, so before we go on to hear Nate and Chris's first round pick, sorry, not that comment. That was the one we just had. But there's actually another comment that came up. And this one I'm going to actually give to Jay Ness. Wolves cannot draft Wiseman. What do you think on that?
Kendall, I hear you, bro, but I think that Wiseman is a very, very – he has a lot of ceiling ahead of him, a lot of potential. He's a big, long guy, can play a couple of different positions, can guard a couple of different positions, to me. I don't think that's a bad pickup. With their personnel, yeah, you can't really do it because you got Karl, but I don't know if D'Angelo is really the solution out there. And I'm sorry, but if D'Angelo and Karl come in a pair, that's a good, you can get a solid return for those 2 pieces. And let's be honest, they're not. I mean, I don't think they're competing for anything real going forward. So this might not be a bad time to take the rebuild mode and pick your cornerstone and get to shipping on the other 2.
All right, so now we'll go on to Nate. Go ahead and give me who your first overall number 1 pick is.
So I think that the number 1 overall pick should be Anthony Edwards. That's unanimous all the way around. But I wouldn't be surprised if they screw this up. I wouldn't be surprised because it's happened years past, 2014, 2013, 2010, just to name a few examples. I wouldn't be surprised if they, draft, maybe I'm just throwing out random names, Cole Anthony, Denny Aladuya. I'm just throwing out random names. I wouldn't be surprised if they screw that pick up or maybe throw in some.
Okay, so now let's hear from Christopher Mabry, who's your first overall number 1 pick.
Can't hear you.
I can't hear you, Chris. Okay, so talk now. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
There
Yeah.
we go.
Okay. I think that LaMelo Ball is going to be the number one overall pick. Most of his family, or pretty much all of his family, played in the NBA. He went to, I think that he played in the NBL with Australia. He didn't really play college basketball, but he's gonna probably be the first overall pick from what I saw in most mock drafts.
All right. So before we go on to the next topic, the last comment that I'll bring up on this one, I'm going to go to Coach Cam on this one. And Kendall's actually saying Melo to the Warriors. What do you think? Do you think that Melo ends up with the Warriors?
I think so. It's going to be between him and Wiseman. I think after what you've seen with Clay going down today, that opens up the door for a ball going there. And it would be a good move, honestly. You can have Steph running around off screens. You have LaMelo feeding them, getting Wiggins involved, making making the game easy for others. So I would, after looking at the Clay situation and the injury today that he suffered, you got to think LaMelo Ball is really on their radar now. Before I was all in on Wiseman going to the Warriors before this injury today, but the injury today really got to open up their eyes to say, hey, okay, do we want to strengthen up this backcourt because we don't know what Clay's going to look like after 2 leg injuries. So I mean, I can see Wiseman here as well, but the Ball really is going to be an interesting pick here if he doesn't go number 1, because that could be a great fit in Golden State the way they play basketball.
All right, now we're going to go into topic 2, and then this one I'm going to actually start with Freddie on this one. So, Freddie, what team will mess up their lottery pick?
I mean, I think we are going to say the same thing. But, you have, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like I said, I think they're going to take LaMelo, which we all know that should not be the right pick. I think Edwards is clearly the best, the number 1 player that they should draft. But I think they would get Melo just to mess it up, because we clearly know that Melo, like this Klay Thompson deal, without Klay Thompson getting hurt, I didn't have LaMelo going to Golden State because of Klay Thompson. But with Klay Thompson being hurt, that is the clear favorite for him to go there, because, Chris just said what they can do. But I definitely think the Minnesota Timberwolves will mess it up. They will not get it right, and we'll see in a few minutes.
All right, Trey, we're going to go over to Trey. So, Trey, tell me, what team messes up their sleeper pick?
Everyone says Minnesota, but can we just say the New York Knicks? Just look at the last 10 couple draft picks the New York Knicks have picked. Jordan Hill, number 1, first round. Ian Shepherd, Tim Hardaway Jr. Porzingis was actually all right, but he was just in a bad system, and now he's in Dallas doing marvelous things for Coach Carlisle and that squad. And then, so they always bust on their draft picks, and plus they always don't get the number 1 overall pick. Minnesota also has a history of fumbling their picks as well, picking Flynn over Curry and 2 other point guards. But to me, it's always New York Knicks, and when are they going to start building to be a contender? Because that city is starving for a championship. It's been forever since they've won one, and I know Stephen A. Smith is going to die if he never gets a championship again. So I think the New York Knicks needs to go ahead and start building up their squad this year.
All right, this one I'm going to go with Christopher Brown, who messes up their lottery pick.
My answer is going to be totally different from everybody. I'm going to Detroit Pistons.
You know what? Me and Chris, that's why we always get along normally on most shows.
Listen, the Pistons right now,
yeah.
they have the number 7 and 16 pick, and I promise you they're going to mess both of them up. They're not going to draft anything that they need. I mean, you look at their roster, if they can sign Christian Wood, that's a possibility. They should do that. They're probably not going to get, a franchise point guard, which they might as well do. They're probably not going to get some depth at the wing position, which they're probably not going to do. They're going to mess up both picks. If I'm them, I'm just going to trade them away because I don't want to just be stuck with the burden to mess up these picks. I mean, you got Cole Anthony out there who will be a perfect franchise point guard, but the Pistons is going to mess it up, and I'm just waiting to see the show.
So Christopher Brown, as a Pistons fan, I must say the one thing that I've always looked forward to over the last several seasons, and it's been unpopular, especially with some of my other buddies who've been Pistons fans. I told them I don't want Blake Griffin anymore. Blake Griffin has been frustrating me year after year after year. I'll give you 30 to 40 games a season. That's pretty much it. It's been a complete waste. We traded the farm for Blake Griffin. That wasn't even worth it. That was horrible.
Bad franchise. Make bad moves. Haven't been good in the past decade.
All right, so with this one, I'm going to go with Coach Cam. Coach Cam, what team messes up their lottery pick?
Hey, man. Chris really stole mine. And it was really the Detroit Pistons. Because I'm just going to go back to some of their first round picks. After, if you think about it, if you start, let's see here. Let's see when they start drafting during the lottery here. Okay, in 2009, you had Austin Day. Bust. Greg Monroe never really pulled out to his full potential at 7. Kind of a bust. Brandon Knight, bust. Andre Drummond was great.
They let him go.
But guess what? You drafted Chris Middleton in the second round. You didn't be patient with him. You let him walk out the door. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Let him walk.
Stanley Johnson, bust. Henry Ellison, bust. Luke Kennard, bust. Sekou Doumbouya, we don't know yet. I'm leaning towards bust. So when you look at these draft picks, you haven't got anything for it. They're not even in Detroit. So somehow, somewhere, they're going to mess these picks up. I'm hoping Detroit can get some talent up there, because you know what? When teams like with historic backgrounds like Detroit is good, it makes the NBA better. But man, I mean, I just can't see them picking anybody solid out of this group. I can see them messing up both picks, like Chris said.
And like I said, as a Pistons fan, I should be angry at you guys for picking on my Pistons team, but I can't. I cannot be angry at you because I know how terrible we are, and I know how terrible we mess up draft picks, so I'm not denying that in any way. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to go to Jay Ness on this one. Who messes up their lottery pick?
Well, without following suit, I'm just gonna go on a tangent and say Charlotte. I think they're sitting at number 3. It's one of those spots where everybody's been talking about who's number 1, and it's been Anthony, it's been LaMelo. It's been Anthony, it's been LaMelo. Who's number 3? Is Wiseman a lock there? I like the intangibles of USC's boy.
Thank you.
I like the
him.
intangibles.
I love him.
You know what I mean? And honestly, Charlotte, for some reason, I know Jordan's there, and I know he has some influence. But I just don't feel like they get it.
Terrible.
Yeah, I think the Devon Noah pickup back then, that was a good pickup. It just wasn't the right system. And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen with this Wiseman thing if they pick up Wiseman. Will Wiseman pan out? I believe so. Will he pan out for them? I don't believe so. Kind of like what you're saying about the Detroit Pistons. They've gotten some players in there that ended up being decent and working out, but they're not in Detroit no more. And I think that'll end up being a Wiseman pick if they go there. So honestly, it's a dangerous pick to be in at number 3 this year. So I'm going to go Charlotte.
All right, Nate, what team you have messing up their lottery pick?
I have Minnesota because there's so many players out there that are great players that went right after that Minnesota pick.
Okay. So the next topic we have, and I've been waiting on this one. Who is your sleeper pick for somebody who will end up outside of the lottery? So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with we'll go ahead and we'll start with Trey on this one.
Why you gotta start with me on this one? Okay.
All right, so I think he might be having some technical difficulties. So
a player that I'm not looking forward.
All right, he's having some difficulty. So with this one, I'll go to Jay Ness.
I'm gonna go with my Arizona boy, from U of A. Was his name Nicky?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I call him. But he's nice, man. I don't think
Nico
he
Mannion.
got the right shape. Yeah, I don't think he got the right shape that he should have during the season. I think this COVID thing threw him in here a little early. I think he would have stayed one more year and got a little bit more underneath his belt. But I think, he's a solid player. He has a pedigree in the NBA. I think it was either his uncle or his dad had played back in the day. So he has the NBA pedigree. And that's one thing that people don't take into account for this. If you got that pedigree, there's just something about that. You get that second oomph of training. You get that second oomph of help to figure these things out. So that pedigree and then him falling under the radar, I think really he's a lottery pick that's going to be picked after the lottery.
All right, Coach Cam.
Yes. A sleeper pick that no one is. Well, I'm not saying no one is talking about, but he's gonna fall a little bit outside of the lottery. Is R.J. Hampton. R.J. Hampton. I think he has a chance to be very, very good All-Star level player in this league. He also played in that Australian league with Ball, and I really think doing that kind of helped him out a little bit. And he had the skills, man.
Yeah, that was a good one, Coach Cam. I like
Yeah.
that one that you picked up there. I agree with you 100% on that.
Indeed.
So here's a question that somebody's asking right now. Brandon Herrera is actually saying, could Edwards fall if not taken in the top 3 due to his comments? Can he fall because of the comments he said? And I will go ahead and I will give this one to Christopher Brown.
Yes, he possibly could fall. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he did because of his comments. And there's guys that you can draft that these teams can easily take. But I think his skill set is there, and teams are going to regret just because he says this thing. They don't know that he's not going to work hard. So you really want to take that chance? If I'm some teams like Minnesota, I'm looking at him. I'm saying, listen, I'm just going to take the risk because what's the alternative option?
All right. So now going back to the topic for a second here, we heard from Jay Ness, we heard from Coach Cam. So this one, Freddie, I will give this one to you. Who's going to end up outside of that lottery as a sleeper? I can't hear you. You're on mute, buddy.
You're on mute.
Okay, my sleeper pick. He might not have the fancy name, and might not be on you guys' list, but he played for Texas Tech. Jameis Ramsey. He gave you 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and in college. But I think that kid, he can shoot the ball. He's a really good. To me, I think he's a good point guard, and he can go on some team and give you instant offense. And if you develop him right, he can turn into be a good, valuable player for a good, valuable team.
All right. So this one, Christopher Brown.
Okay, so I have 2. One, I'm going to go with Cassius Stanley, guard/forward out of Duke. This dude is an athletic freak. He's a pro. I think people sometimes look at college stats and say they go off that. But some people just aren't built for the college system. They're built to be a pro. And I think that's what it is with Cassius Stanley. He's a guy that, went against pros since he was in high school. He knows how to score off the ball, on the bounce. This dude is going to be a very, very good player in the draft. If you develop him right, oh, my God, this guy's the limit. Then the second one, Jalen Smith, center from Maryland. This dude is a double beast that can stretch the floor out. If he goes on a team, like the Celtics, if the Clippers can somehow make a trade for him, teams that need a center, if they can pick him up, his impact is going to be crazy. That dude is a beast.
So one of the comments we have basically says that whoever gets Trey Jones is going to get a steal.
Amen.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Trey
So,
Jones,
I can see that.
the point guard from Duke.
I like him.
yeah.
I don't. Can't go
As a backup,
like-
not as a starter, as a backup.
Yeah, it's
I
a
mean-
backup.
I mean, I can see him, playing in the league for a while, like his brother, but he ain't gonna raise no sand.
I mean,
So
he was
basically,
old back there. A lot of that time, man. We didn't get to see too much of him, if you ask me. And I think he's pretty talented.
all right. Hold on. So while we go on to this topic still, Trey, we still have to hear from you on this. So your sleeper pick outside the lottery.
I have to go North Carolina. Cole Anthony. That guy is an aggressive offensive player. He makes good open court. He's very good in the open court. He makes plays out of nothing. He's a streaky shooter at best, but when he's hot, he's hot. I mean, I've seen him knock down 10 jumpers in a row, and then I see him go cold. But if he gets him in the right system, I think Cole Anthony, if you get him like in that Golden State, where you have Steph, Clay, them mentoring him, and I think he is in the right position, I think that he can easily be a good pick for any top 10 team.
All right, Nate, your sleeper outside.
I'm going to have to go with Chris on this one. I'm also going to go with Cassius Stanley to pretty much the same reasons.
All right. So now going back to that topic for a second, to where people were saying that Coach Cam didn't agree that whoever got Trey Jones, it was going to be a steal. So Coach Cam, why do you feel that it's not going to be a steal? Whoever drafts Trey.
When I think of steal, I think of you get a starting caliber, or you think, or I think of you get a star in a spot that you're not supposed to.
Diamond in the rough.
Diamond in the rough. I'm not saying Trey Jones will be a horrible player, but I mean a rotation guy. That's not a steal to me. A steal is Jimmy Butler. That's a steal. Draft him at 30th and he's turning into an all-star superstar. That's a steal to me. So I with Trey Jones, I just see him limited. He didn't shoot the ball well in college. From year 1 to 2, it didn't improve. He has great intangibles. Good
hell of a defense.
But you know what? He's small. He's little. And you know what I mean? He's not that big. And I understand that defense could be good in college, but this is the league. And he got point guards that's going to be 6'3", coming down his throat, coming downhill. Can he stop that? That's what I want to see.
Hey,
that's why he's not a steal for me neither.
But that's what scares me about when LaMelo pairing up. What's his name?
One second here. We have some breaking news, so I'm going to turn it over to Chris Brown. What you got?
Breaking news.
Yes.
I was the one that did it. Adrian Wojnarowski just tweeted out 2 minutes ahead of the Timberwolves pick. He said the Timberwolves remain on the phone discussing possible trades with the number 1 overall pick. Said the general manager plan had always been to take this down to the wire.
We knew that, though.
That's what
we all knew that.
They don't have a clue what they're trying to do.
Yeah, we all knew that, Freddie.
My question was going to ask.
Yeah, I'm just breaking down what Woj said, man.
Who do y'all think? Is there any trades going to pop off in the top 5? And who do y'all think it would be?
Number 2, Golden State.
Yeah,
Golden State and Chicago.
I don't think Golden State should trade back.
But will Golden State do it? Will with Klay Thompson out?
What?
I said with Klay Thompson out, will the Warriors actually trade that?
You traded with Chicago. You take Chicago number 4. You get Wendell Carter, and at number 4, you can still get a good guard right there. I would do that because that answers your center's question, and you can still get that good guard to be in a rotation. To me, I would take that easily.
I think you go lower. I think you try to shoot for that 10 to 13 range. You can get a little bit more on the return from it. Maybe get another one in here. You look for a team that has multiples. Look at OKC. Look at Houston. Look at one of those teams to try to get 2 for 1.
OKC ain't trading their picks, man. They looking for the future. They're not looking at nobody in this draft.
Hey, they got 30 picks and not enough roster spots, bro.
All right, moving on from that for a second here. Just so everybody knows, the Timberwolves are now officially on the clock. So now we're waiting on that first pick of the draft. So while we're waiting on that first pick, we're going to move on to the next topic. And on this one, I'll actually start with Coach Cam. And the question is, who's the best defender that's in the draft?
Oh, that's a really good question there, because I was trying to see, who is the best defender in this draft, because I like a couple, but I'm going with the small forward Isaac Okoro from Auburn. This is a guy that could defend multiple positions. You could probably defend 1 through 4, and that's huge. Being able to be able to guard. People love to switch. everything in the NBA. So he'll be able to switch everything 6'6", 6'7". People go small ball, so like I said, he could guard 1 through 4. And I think he has the chance to be an elite defender in the NBA. I was gonna go Wiseman because I think Wiseman can be a very good defender as well. I wanted to go a different route. I said Isaac Okoro from Auburn. He's a junkyard dog type of player, and I think you can see him make an impact right away on the defensive end.
All right, this one I will go with Jay Ness. Who is the best defender in the draft?
Hey, he took the diamond in the rough. That should have also been a sleeper pick too, man. They gonna kill it. But I'm gonna have to just go ahead and do the most notarized one here, and that's Wiseman. I mean, that's what he's known for. That's why he's a number 3 pick, possibly a number 1. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts here. He's hands down the best defender there.
All right, Christopher Brown.
I'm gonna keep it with the big man position. Out of USC, my guy Onika. Listen, this dude is averaging 2.5 blocks per 40 minutes. This dude is averaging over a steal. To me, he reminds me, he can have that Bam Adebayo type effect on the defensive end. I think Bam by far is the best defender because not only can he guard 5s, but he can switch on pick and rolls and guard a guard or guard a forward. So to me, if you can get a guy like that, if you're Charlotte, anybody in that top 5 range, it's going to be a steal. To me, this dude, sky's the limit for my guy at USC.
All right, Freddie Henderson.
Man, I agree with Jay. I'm going with Wiseman because that dude's he could be the next Rudy Gobert. I mean, you're talking about a big dude that's athletic, get in the post, he can switch on guards, he can block shots. I mean, he can do it all. Yes, I mean he has the body type.
Rudy Gobert can't switch on no guards.
No, I'm saying the body type is like a Rudy Gobert, but he can switch on to guards. He can go to multiple positions. So I'm going with Wiseman.
And I beg to differ. Rudy can get out there. I mean, it depends on the guard, man. Rudy can get out there at least stay in front of him.
I seen Rudy get chopped up in the playoffs.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Hey, got a minute.
Yep. I know. Trey, you're up.
Make this real quick. Someone who no one's picking, and watch out for him this year, is going to be Patrick Williams out of Florida State.
That's a good one.
He's 6'8" with a wingspan of 7 foot. He's very athletic. He has a body built to go to switch to a number 5, or he can also go small ball as well on that. So I've seen him play a couple of times because I'm a Duke fan. I've seen him play a couple of times against my Dukies, and he's a great defender. So watch out for Patrick Williams out of Florida State.
Good call, Trey.
All right, Nate, really quick, go ahead and give us who you think is going to be the best defender.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Isaac Okoro. I have him at the number 10 spot for the Phoenix Suns. He's a big dude, and he can defend dudes that are bigger than him in the post, and he can also stay with the guard at the perimeter.
Okay, so we still have a few seconds before the lottery pick comes. So do you think there's going to be any shocks coming over the first overall pick?
I said what I said, and it's going to happen. Just watch. That's all I got to say.
Would you guys be surprised if this pick is traded?
No, I know what's going to happen. I know they're going to take the right player.
You think LaMelo going? Oh, you said Anthony, didn't you?
I said Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh, they're taking Anthony.
It's gonna be hard, and I could honestly see him trading it.
All of us have him taking Anthony.
I don't have LaMelo. I don't have him pairing up well with D. And
Anthony Edwards will, because he could be a dog on the defense. That's why he remind me of Donovan Mitchell.
He'll play that too. He'll play the 2 well. He could be out on him, and I don't think LaMelo. He's too thin for that. Yeah, what's the name came in, and he gained a little bit of weight, a little bit of strength. But
LaMelo going to be a good defender in the next couple of years, but Anthony Edwards, to me, is more ready for that position right now.
Versus the 2, versus the 1s.
I'm just waiting for the announcement of the pick on this. Once the announcement on the pick comes in,
there it is.
Hold on, it hasn't happened on my end yet, so I'm still.
Yeah, it's already happened.
Yeah.
Not a shocker.
Hey, so real quick, LaMelo Ball to the Warriors?
No.
I told y'all, nobody won't be believing Christopher Brown. Nobody
Yeah.
want to be
That's because you got
believing.
that Philly jersey on.
Do not be shocked if the Warriors do trade back to the New York Knicks spot. They've been in trade talks all day today to switch those
Ace,
two
be on
spots.
you. What's going on, Ace?
All right. So the pick is in, and then they selected Anthony Edwards. All right. So obviously everybody saw that coming, but there was other people who did say he could drop a little bit due to his comments. But
Well,
he's still number one overall. So, Coach Cam, it looks like you want to say something on that, so you go ahead.
Minnesota drops the ball again. Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
what it, man, look, Chris, I'm telling you, when you picking number one, you have to pick a guy who loves basketball, who loves getting in the gym, who
You right.
loves in the offseason, that's going to work on the holes in their
You
game.
right.
You cannot pick nobody number one overall, and they don't love the game. I don't care how much skill they have.
Can I tell you something though?
There's nothing you can tell me.
Listen, this dude is what, younger than 20. If he has a good, if they put the good players around him that can give y'all, you saying that, I'm telling you that makes a difference.
Man.
If you have the right
Ain't
players
nobody
around
give
you,
you the love for the game,
if
Chris.
somebody shows you the work ethic, oh my god, you
No,
if he didn't
you
love
gotta have it yourself.
if he didn't love
Chris.
the game, if he didn't love the game, he wouldn't be playing
All
right
right.
now. I know that for a fact. He has love for the game.
No, he
All right,
got
hold on,
love
guys.
for what the game can do for him.
Hold on, guys, because it looks like Freddie Henderson wants to say something.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Coach Cam. You have to have the heart for it. If you don't have the heart, you don't need to be selected number one because this dude is supposed to be your investment for your future. And if you have a dude that's not committed all the way in, it don't matter who's your teammate. But if you're not committed all the way in, like Coach Cam said, you're not going to give your full effort. So this is just something they're going to have to hope and pray that they got right and this dude come in fully committed.
Trey, do you have any thoughts on this?
No, Cam said it right. It's a terrible pick. He's not going to be motivated to do anything, especially with. I could see it like if the Warriors are number one and you're going into that culture, and he said that where the Steph, Clay, and those veterans, Draymond Green, they can build them up and get that culture. But with Timberwolves, no way. That's a terrible pick.
Nate?
Yeah, you're gonna have to have the love of the game in order to, for that to be a good pick. He said that he prefers to be in the NFL.
Yes.
So,
You know how many
So-
basketball
I
players
agree.
would want to be in the NFL, right? What are y'all?
But the thing is, trust me, I coach it. You could be around 10 other players that's working hard. And I always have a player on my team that's that one slack off. That no matter how hard the other 10 work or other 9 working, the 10th player ain't working hard. If you don't want it bad enough, it don't matter how many people around you working. He ain't gonna, if he don't want it, he don't want it.
So now, what if he show you this year that he won and he ball out and he become rookie of the year? Then what you gonna
Then I eat my words. Then I say I was wrong.
say?
Then I
What you
say I
gonna say
was
if he
wrong.
ball out? If he show the work ethic? Okay, that's all I want to hear.
Hey,
That's all I
then
wanna hear.
I'll be
That's all I wanna
wrong.
hear.
Then I'll be wrong.
He should get a work ethic, though. He should, no matter what.
That's my
Hold on.
thing.
Hold on, guys. Because honestly, I can see both sides here. I can see both points, but I can't decipher one way or another because I know his comments to me are very telling because it kind of shows you, do I really want to be here? I really don't want to be here. If the NFL was to offer me a contract, I would leave basketball right now and join the NFL. So in a way, that does show you he doesn't want to be there. But then on Christopher Brown's side, like he's saying, maybe. And Coach Cam, I get what you're saying, that just because there's other players around him doesn't mean he's going to want to come in and play with his whole heart. I get that. But Christopher Brown could be right, too, to where these other players could be like, hey, we got this. You got drafted number 1 overall. Show your talent. So, I don't know. I see both ways.
You know what sucks right now? I was just about to say, let's talk about this Golden State Warrior pick. I have Wiseman going to Golden State because you have to draft what you need fixed. They need.
We've been saying this for months.
Yeah, I know.
We all knew that this was the right fit, but
All right.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're just waiting on the announcement now. So it looks like we're half and half on the first overall pick. Half the people were okay with it. The other half were like, not really okay with it. But I guess we'll have to see because if Anthony Edwards ends up being Rookie of the Year, like Chris Brown was saying, well, then people are going to be eating some humble pie.
Hey, I eat it, but I don't want nobody with no work ethic. Those the worst players to coach. They the most irritating players to coach in my life. Like no
I
work
used to be a
ethic.
student coach, so
I can't do it.
So,
Look like
Freddie,
the
you
pick
said
is-
you had some breaking news?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your breaking news, Freddie?
The pick is in. Golden State Warriors just drafted Wiseman at the number 2 pick.
There
Yeah,
it is.
I was just waiting for it to come up on my screen. So, yeah. All right.
You know what?
So,
You know what this means?
So
you know what this
why-
means?
Huh.
LaMelo's going to go to the Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
yeah.
I'm with
and
you.
then, and then Jordan and Mr. Melo.
Oh, you know what? Let's not hold our breath on that. The Charlotte Hornets, what can go wrong?
Wrong will go
Will
wrong.
go
And that's why they're going to draft another guard when they've been drafting guards for years. That's what I'm saying. What can
Jordan
go wrong
already
will
said
go
it.
wrong.
No.
They need a center.
So I'm gonna ask a question here, and on this question, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with Coach Cam. Coach Cam, with the injury to Klay Thompson, was Wiseman the correct pick?
You can't go wrong with Wiseman. You can't go wrong with Wiseman. I thought that it would put their eye on ball a little bit more since Klay got hurt. But why they need a center bad? They need a rim protector bad. That sure ups the back end of their defense, and it's gonna make a player like Draymond that already has great defense even better because now he gets to guard his normal position and don't have to guard fives. This is gonna be great for their defense. Great for their defense, and like I said, he gets to. I wish Klay was healthy because if they had their full team, he could progress better and just catch lobs and finish and rebound until his game develops. But I like the pick.
They didn't say. Did they say Clay's out for the season?
No.
No, but I'm hearing this. I'm hearing this bad, man. I don't want to drop no news, but I'm hearing this bad.
Me too. I heard it's bad too, but we still got time. So I mean, that's why it's just like we gotta wait and see.
I mean,
No,
hell's
so-
that is bad?
All right, so Chris, what was your take? Do you think that was the right pick?
I mean, they needed a center. He's going to be there for a future. I think it was the right pick. Me personally, I still kind of stuck with trade back, go get Wendell Carter and get that number 4 pick. But James Wiseman, he can be a very, very good center in this game. His potential is there. But, it's what they needed. They had to get it. I'm not mad at it. We've been saying he's going to go there ever since the lottery came out. Things have been changed around, but we all love James Wiseman to the Golden State Warriors.
All right, Freddie, your opinion on that? Was that the right pick?
I believe so because I mean you can get a shooting guard, maybe in free agency that can, take the void off of a Klay Thompson maybe, until Klay Thompson come back. But Wiseman, like Chris said, this dude can be the anchor for that defense, and that's what we know when you're going against a Laker team that try to go big. Even the 76ers with Joel Embiid, you need a big man that can guard the opponent's big man. And that team, even though the firepower they have on offense, they have to stop the opponent's big.
All right, Trey.
Oh yeah, that's a great pick. Just because the Warriors general manager, their staff as a core, they know what they're doing. They've been down the road. They built a competitive team for future and the way they handle it. They know what Klay Thompson's injury is. They know if it's going to be really bad severe. If it is really bad severe, they can use Wiseman in the future for trade picks and trade bait as well. So but the Warriors do need some more shooting because they can't just have Klay Thompson or Steph Curry running around because they're just going to go box and one and without any shooters. We all know Draymond Green can't shoot the 3 or shoot anything. They just don't have enough scoring right now without Klay Thompson. So Klay Thompson's injury is significant and is going to be season ending. You might have to look and see who wanted Wiseman and see if we can get another scorer in.
All right, the pick is in for the Charlotte Hornets. They have picked LaMelo Ball. He's going to Charlotte. He's playing for Michael Jordan. Jordan.
LaMelo Ball. So, with the 3rd pick in the draft, and is LaMelo Ball, I'll start with Nate on this one since Nate hasn't got to touch on the last 2. So, Nate, LaMelo Ball, do you feel like it was the right choice?
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of had LaMelo Ball being that number 3rd pick because really he was going to be drafted high anyways, and James was already drafted, and Anthony was already drafted, so LaMelo with the Charlotte Hornets was my pick.
All right, Coach Cam.
I mean, it's a great pick. I mean, it's a good pick for him. You got to get the best player on the board at that point. I'm always the best player available type of guy, and then you figure out the rest. But you stockpile as much talent if you can if you're the Charlotte Hornets. And get some excitement back out there. Now you got to try to look at Trey and Terry Rozier in that contract and get him out of there. But you take as much talent as you can because after Wiseman, after Edwards. I mean, you can't take a chance on somebody like Avija or Toppin. You got to go with the best player on the board, which is Ball.
All right, Chris Brown. I saw you shaking your head up there, so it really looks like you want to say something.
I mean, everybody knows how big of a fan I am with LaMelo Ball, but the Charlotte Hornets keep taking guard after guard after guard and signing a guard. They need a center. They could have got my guy to USC, Onika. He could have been at center for them, PJ Washington at the 4. He would have been a good fit for them for now and for the future. But like Coach Cam said, LaMelo Ball was by far the best player left available. So now they're going to have to trade away Rozier. They're going to have to find a way to get some defense out there on the perimeter because Devontae Graham is undersized scoring guard. So is Malik Monk. LaMelo is known for scoring. Who's going to be that defender? That's the only question with them. But the Charlotte Hornets not worried about winning. So I'd rather see LaMelo Ball. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather see him somewhere else. There's a chance to win. I did not want to see him with Charlotte. Charlotte Hornets is just a bad franchise.
Hey, but you know what? Piggyback off what Chris said, I 100% agree with you. But hey, like I said about the Minnesota, they needed somebody that's gonna be box office. Hey, that pick right there is box office, and I think MJ knew that. Like, hey, we need to bring somebody in here to fill the ends up because nobody's there to go see to watch the Hornets. I don't see nobody coming in free agency going to sign with the Hornets anytime soon. So, hey, that's just a box office attraction.
All right, Trey.
I just got some breaking news from Sham. They're hearing that it's just a heel injury for
LaMelo.
Thank God.
I'm going for Klay Thompson.
It's good.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna clap up on that.
gosh.
Right.
Well, then that's huge. That's huge for the Warriors because now it's like, yeah.
I'm sorry, Ace. I'm sorry, Ace. Because that lets you know.
you're good.
I said, that let you know with that pick of Wiseman that they didn't think it was too serious. Because I mean, if they thought this injury was serious, I think they really would have picked LaMelo there.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so we actually have a comment here.
That's true.
Thank you. That's what I needed. A guy to USC.
Yeah, too many guards. So hold on, this comment needs to come back up here. So the comment is too many guards. Their starting center is Cody Zeller. So I'll go to Coach Cam on that one. What do you think of that comment?
Yeah, they need a big man. They need a big man bad. They've been struggling picking one. They've been struggling really to keep a big man. I think they tried the Biyombo experiment. That failed miserably. And then
the Dwight.
Dwight didn't go well. And then you tried to bring in Kaminsky, and these guys. So I mean, you got to get a big man, but like I said, you got to get the best player available, and LaMelo was the best player
By far.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I was going to go to Freddie on this one.
My bad. I mean, I guess this is a question. I guess this is a question to everybody because I mean, I'm a family dude. Chris, talking about LeVar, and I'm really high on LeVar because I know what the dude plan was.
Me too.
From day one. Yes, he was loud. Yes, he was crazy. But guess what? The ultimate goal was to get his sons in the NBA. Everybody knew that it was not worth. Lonzo was not worth the number 2 pick last year. Who got him to be the number 2 pick? His daddy. I mean, can we just say this dude is the greatest sports dad in this era? I mean, just put in where his son's at, getting his sons to the position where they're in right now.
So While we're waiting on that next pick, there's just a quick question that I'm gonna ask while we're waiting on that pick. And with that one, I'm gonna go ahead and start with Christopher Brown on this one and say, who is the best shooter in the draft?
The best shooter in the draft is Aaron Naismith, sophomore out of Vanderbilt. 23 points, 51% from the field, 52% from the three-point line on over 8 3-pointers a game. I mean, it's not even close. You shooting over 50%, 8 3-pointers a game, you're the best shooter in the draft, and nobody's touching him.
All right, so we just see that the pick is in now, so we're going to go to Mr. Freddie Henderson on this one. So go ahead, Freddie, announce the pick.
The Chicago Bulls just picked up Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams. Nobody will see that.
I mean, who wants to go first?
All right,
you go
so
ahead. You start, man.
Christopher Brown, it's all you, buddy.
I mean, did you really need that? I mean, this is what I'll say. This is the only. Okay, he brings defense, but man, you pass up on Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin brings the defense and the offense. I understand you re-signed it, Otto Porter Jr. So whoever is going to get drafted right now is probably going to start off coming off the bench. But you really passed up on Obi Toppin. I'm just shocked. I mean, I think they completely messed up this pick. His defense is going to be there. I don't know what the plan is for the future right now. Somebody must be getting traded with a draft pick like this. I'm grateful for him. I'm glad this dude got drafted top 5. Congratulations to him. But I don't know what to think about this pick. I don't like it.
All right, Freddie.
Hey, I agree. Nobody's seen this dude. I mean, being, hey, I'm just going to speak on Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, please get out of Chicago, man.
I think he is.
Come to Philly.
Like, please get out of Chicago.
That's a good.
You see that this franchise is not putting somebody around you. They still making the wrong decisions. Man, get out of Chicago. That's all I can say.
I would not be surprised if he does go to Philly, though. They got rid of Al Horford.
Yeah.
Some money making room right there.
All right, Trey, what was your thoughts on this pick?
Oh, same thing as everyone else. I don't understand it. You should have took the Obi. He took all my words for me. I'm sorry. This is just a terrible pick. He has the offense and the defense. Williams doesn't have the offense yet. He was horrible at the offensive end. He is a great defender by all stretches, but this is a scoring league, and Obi would have gave you both of that on each side of the ball. It's a horrible pick.
Nate.
I got to be honest with you. I didn't have top in my top 10, but I was shocked with that pick as well, Patrick Williams. I mean, why would they even need him? Breaking news is popping up, so
okay. So breaking news. So is that Christopher Brown this time?
Breaking news. It's been reports that the Cavaliers want to trade their pick. There's a lot of reports saying the New York Knicks are trying to trade with the Cavaliers. The Knicks, terrible. Whoever said that they're bad at drafting, it's reports that they want Obi Toppin. This has to be the worst. This is the worst drafted team of all time.
You don't like Obi Toppin? You don't like Obi Toppin there?
I don't like the fact that they have no point guards and 7 small forwards and power forwards. So you have no point guards. That's my problem. I love Obi Toppin, but the fact that you have no point guards and you keep wanting to draft in forwards, you go Knox, Barrett, now you want to go Obi Toppin. Like, this team is terrible at drafting.
Or could it be that this team is trying to prepare a trade package for Russell Westbrook?
I think you can still get them with the 8. 8 to 5 don't mean nothing. I think they can still be able to get them with the 8.
This is gonna be interesting, but yeah, I didn't like the Patrick Williams move.
I didn't like it either.
He's a bricklayer from 3. He reminds me of who you guys picked, Ace, a couple years ago, Stanley Johnson. I think it's a very comparison there, where wing defender didn't shoot the ball well at college. Athleticism is great. Just can't put it together. I don't know.
I had high hopes on Stanley. I'm telling you, I did. I did. I thought he was going to be good, and he did. He turned out to be nothing. I was so disappointed in Stanley Johnson, and don't get me going on the Pistons, man, because I'll go off all freaking night about the Pistons. But Coach Cam, before we went to the breaking news, we were talking about the previous pick. So, what was your opinion on the previous pick?
Yeah, Patrick Williams. I can't get with it. I thought that was a bad pick. I would have picked Obi Toppin there. Definitely. That's what they needed. And I think they dropped the ball. They picked another 2/3 player, another wing player. They did not need that. They must be trying to get Zach LaVine out of there or somebody out of there. Because where's the minutes for him?
There are none.
So
All right,
I didn't like the pick. If you're picking top 5, I got to get my top 5 player on the court.
Mhm.
All right, so we have some more breaking news, and I'm assuming this is coming from Christopher Brown.
Yes. So the Timberwolves are in talk with the Oklahoma City Thunder, trying to trade away the number 17 pick for Ricky Rubio, the 25th and the 28th pick. Ricky Rubio back to the Timberwolves.
No.
Cam, say it for me. Say the saying for me. This is the
What
report.
can go wrong?
Right?
Must go wrong. And
This-
You called it. You called it.
I do know one thing.
This is the only problem. I understand. Why is he going? He's too, he shouldn't be coming off the bench. You're giving him too much to come off the bench. Take these draft picks and build your roster. It's just, I hope this trade doesn't go through.
It would be smart if it doesn't. That's dumb.
Okay,
So,
see would love it though.
So there was something that I wanted to touch on really, really quick on the NBA side too. What do you guys think? Because you were talking about the Cavs. So what do you think happens with Kevin Love?
Trade it. He's going to get traded by the deadline.
Yeah.
That's the only hope. I mean, he needs to be on a. I mean, I think Kevin Love still have a lot left in the tank. Me personally, I just think he's on a bum team.
So Trey, it looked like you want to say something.
Cleveland picked. You want me to announce it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Isaac Okoro.
What's your thoughts?
Oh, so they didn't go for OB either.
But that could be for the pick for
the
trade,
Knicks?
maybe.
For the maybe. But if I'm
No.
Cleveland,
Talk about another
Talk
franchise.
about
that
it,
doesn't
Coach
get it.
Cam. Tell me how you feel.
I mean Cleveland. It's a list of like 10 franchises in the NBA.
That what can go wrong
What
will
can
go
go
wrong.
wrong? Will go wrong. Isaac
go wrong.
Okoro, I mean, you need some more scoring.
You need a
if
better
you're
player.
Cleveland. You need the best player available. You get the best player available. And Isaac Okoro, like I said, I think he's one of the best defenders in this draft, but he's not what the Cavaliers need. They dropped the ball on this one too.
I had him. He was my mock draft. I said the Cavaliers need to go get Obi Toppin. I just don't understand why they passed up on him. He could be a guy that can start and help that future. When you got Colin Sexton, you got Darius Garland. I mean, he's that small forward, power for a guy that you needed. I understand. I like Isaac. I think he's a defender. He's a very good defender. Offensive side, he has the potential to grow. But man, you pass up on Obi Toppin. I'm just curious to see where he falls now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Freddie, what was your thoughts on this pick?
I'm just surprised that how you say his name?
Okoro.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that this dude is this far up. And I thought if Cleveland, if you have a dude that's available like this, you would clearly get a dude like that. Kevin Love is going to be traded, so why not? I mean, come on, Cleveland. Like, this is why Coach Cam said what can go wrong. I mean, when LeBron leaves, this is another example. This team is just a bum because of decisions like this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nate, your thoughts on the pick?
I had him going to Phoenix. Isaac Okoro, but I liked it. I just wish that Obi Toppin was a better.
Better everything.
Yeah.
I agree, Nate. I definitely agree with you.
Better everything. Just disappointing right now.
Trey?
Disappointed too.
I'm shocked. This is a shock draft. I mean, this is horrible. What could go wrong? I mean, the only good thing is the Warriors have picked their only great player. They're only good what they need so far, I do believe. That's the only thing. And what's the point? What's the reason that Warriors shouldn't be a number 2 pick? They're a championship level kind of team. So they know how to. These other teams, they haven't been there. They don't know what the play. They don't. So you can see the difference in the way teams are ran and who the contenders are and who the bottom feeders are and how they don't care.
He's absolutely right. The Warriors built their team. Their best 3 players, they're all built from the draft. So I knew the Warriors were going to mess up this pick. I mean, I think his upside. I think he will fit, but I feel like Obi Toppin was better right now. I think the sky's the limit for this guy, though. Honestly,
Mhm.
All right, so while we're waiting on the next pick, I already got Christopher Brown's opinion on this one. So I'm going to ask Coach Cam. Coach Cam, who's the best shooter in the draft?
Oh, best shooter in the draft. Aaron Nesmith is a great shooter. I don't want to copy the same answer there. I'm gonna go Devin Vassell.
That's
The
who I was going with.
wing from Florida State, 41% 3-point shooter. Shot close to 50% from the field as well. He's a guy that's gonna be. I think he was next on my sleeper picks, kind of. I think he's going to be a great 3-and-D guy in the league. And someone who can defend, several positions on the perimeter and knock down open shots.
All right, Trey.
The Hawks just picked their pick. Guess who it is?
Who? Please.
Coach Cam, say your saying first. Say your saying first.
What can go wrong?
Wrong.
Onika
Will.
Okachu, whatever you say his name.
The center from USC. And listen,
Yes.
Coach Cam, I want you to say that to tell you I don't believe in that saying when it comes to this. Why? Because you can flip Clint Capella to a contender team that really wants him, like the Celtics, and now you go get Gordon Hayward.
Now, now that's the trade that they can make. Now, if they make that trade, but however, do you want to start over with the young, raw, big? You got to have some veterans to put this together, though, Chris.
Yes, John Collins to me has played enough years. He's decent. I like John Collins.
He ain't won nothing. What can he do?
Nobody on this team. What is Clint Capella?
No one's won.
That's my point. No one's won anything.
Wait,
you
Coach.
put a whole bunch of people together who hasn't won anything.
Clint Capella hasn't won nothing
Hold
either.
on one second.
That's why they're
Because Freddie
trying to
wants to
get.
say something.
That's why they're trying to get Rondo. They trying to get that veteran presence over there in Atlanta with the Rajon Rondo.
All I'm saying is give me some veterans. Don't put me a whole bunch of young talent together and say.
And I'm with you. I'm with you, but I think Clint Capella has to get traded now.
Yes.
All right, so before we go on, so Chris, are you saying good pick, yes or no?
I'm saying great pick. I love this guy. I love his future. I think him and John Collins really have a chance to be the best front court for the future when I look at this Atlanta Hawks team and I look at who they have in their starting five. I mean, this team is, like Coach Cam said, they're young. That can be a good thing and a bad thing. If they get the right veterans around them, it's a great thing. Let these young guys play. Let them learn. Let them understand how to be great because the East is all young. It's, the East, just like the most of the NBA, is all young. So this team and this pick is for the future. Now I think this guy is going to have a great NBA career. And now you look to move a Clint Capella, and you can go get, look at teams like the Clippers. You can maybe get a Lou Will. You can maybe get players from them. You go look at the Celtics. You can go get a Gordon Hayward. By drafting this, you can get a lot of players in return for a Clint Capella.
All right, so Freddie, a good pick, yes or no?
I think it's a good pick if you move Clint Capella. If you don't move Clint Capella, I don't want this dude coming off the bench because this dude is a beast. He's nasty. He's hungry, and he can like Chris said with him and Josh Collins, they can be one of the best front courts in the game.
All right, Nate, was that a good pick?
Yeah, do we have a pick in?
Let Nate.
wait.
We have a pick.
Go ahead, Nate. Go ahead, Nate. Go ahead, Nate.
Hold on,
Nate.
hold on. Go ahead, Nate.
Yes, I like that pick. If they make that trade, like people were saying.
All right, the pick is in.
I just want to apologize to you, Ace. Your team did not make a mistake right now. They actually did good in the Detroit Pistons drafting Killian Hayes at number 7. I mean, I said you need a franchise guard, and I think he's the one. Now, I love Cole Anthony. Everybody likes this guy too, and I think he's very, very good. I think you did not mess this pickup. And, Ace, because you're the Pistons fans, I think you should, what's your thoughts on this, Ace? Let us know. Killian Hayes, number 7.
I'll tell you what. This actually makes me happy. However, though, I don't want to get my hopes up because it seems like every time I think that my Pistons go out and make a fantastic pick, it doesn't pan out. I cannot figure it out at all. But I'm not going to lie. This, to me, is a very exciting pick. I know everybody was talking about Obi, but the thing is about Obi, I don't feel like we needed him right now. The one thing that I do hope is that we can build. We're in rebuild mode. we've been in rebuild mode for several years now. Several years. It's going to be a long time before we're good again. But what I really want now is I really want us to trade Blake Griffin, and hopefully we can get a good haul for Blake Griffin. I'm sorry. I will keep going back to Blake Griffin forever because I think the dude needs out of Detroit, man. Yeah, definitely. He needs out of Detroit.
Good job.
Killian Hayes.
Killian Hayes.
Oh,
When it
so
comes to
Will says when it comes to the Pistons, what can go wrong?
They did
Everything
right
can
today.
go wrong.
They did right.
Everything can go
Did
wrong.
they
But
do that? Are you sure?
Yeah,
What?
they needed a franchise point guard. This is the one. It was him. and
This
Cole
is a good
Anthony.
pick.
They both were, to me.
Well-
You couldn't go wrong.
I
I'd
have
have
Cole
picked
Anthony.
Cole. I'd
Well,
have
we
picked
can
Cole.
sit here. We can sit here and say yes, they did a great pick. This was a great pick, but now it's got to actually pan out on the court because I've said this for multiple years and things end up not panning out. So
But that's what every pick though. That's what every pick. Okay, let's not think like that. Let's think of the bright side. Okay, the bright side is you got a young point guard that's going to come in and be very, very good for this team. Now you can trade away Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin, get some players, some draft picks for this team and build for the future. You did right. You did right. Take it as a win.
and now I know you're telling me to be positive on it, and I want to be, but when you've been a Pistons fan for as long as I have, and knowing that for years we've been irrelevant, it's hard for me to be confident at this point. It's just so hard.
So who here doesn't like Killian Hayes number 7?
No, I don't.
You would take
Oh,
Cole Anthony?
Yeah.
I mean, I would too. But you think it's that big? Like, you think is it that big of a mess up?
Yeah, because this is why. What Porzingis and what Luka did is making people want to go overseas to get the next one of these.
Mhm.
And Killian Hayes, I'm not saying he's a bad basketball player, but his jump shot is still a little suspect from the 3-point range. Something that he's gonna have to get better, which can get better. But I look at it kind of like another Frank Nicola.
Oh, he was a bum. He's a
But a lot-
okay.
but a lot- but-
He's a bum. He's
But
good.
I understand that, but a lot of people thought his jump shot would get better,
Mhm.
and it never
But-
has, and it still hasn't gotten better.
I feel you because I love Cole Anthony.
But why you can't be angry at the pick is because they actually drafted for a position that of need.
Yes,
So
That-
it wasn't.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
So
agree with that.
that's-
I agree with that.
Yeah, so that's why it can't really be. You can't really be angry at the pick. If they would have
So
went out
no,
and got
no.
it, huh?
Yeah,
So-
I'm not angry at it. I'm not angry at it.
Here's the question for everybody, Freddie and everybody: how much do you want to bet the Knicks won't draft the point guard and they're going to draft Obi Toppin?
I agree.
You might be right, Chris. I mean, it's the Knicks. I mean,
Who knows? Yeah.
I would just go ahead, Freddie.
I mean, you have Julius Randle already there. I mean, yeah, Porter. I'm not Porter. I'm the real dark dude. I forget his name.
Bobby Portis. I would love them to get Cole Anthony. His dad played there in New York. If they get Cole Anthony, I think that's a perfect fit for them.
Do you
I was
think
just
it's
about to ask that.
Yeah,
Hey,
I was just about to say before the Knicks pick, I will go to Coach Cam on this and say, who do you think that the Knicks are going to pick?
Who do I think the Knicks are gonna pick? Man? Oh God. Because I had them picking Killian Hayes. I did. I got them picking Tyrese Halliburton, man. I really feel like, because people forgetting about him, I would have took Tyrese Halliburton over Killian Hayes. That's how much I would. I like Tyrese Halliburton, but I think that's gonna be a pick that they get right there. I think so.
But to go to your point, Adrian Wojtbaum, New York has long been excited that Dayton's OB might drop to them at number 8.
Oh my God! There it is.
When it's confirmed,
The Knicks are terrible.
listen, when
gotta-
this gets confirmed,
All right, hold on.
I'm going to say, Coach Cam, what's you saying? When it gets confirmed, because this
Yep,
is just
I'm ready.
bad.
I'm ready, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Brandon Herrera said in the comics that you should probably get that trademark.
Right?
Right.
My thing is, hopefully that his daddy is talking to Dolan, whoever, Scott Perry, whoever. Hey, pick up my son. You need a guard. Hopefully, he made that phone call before today if he's still available. That's all I.
So,
Oh,
all right. So the pick is in. Who's got the pick?
It's we're two ahead.
Yeah.
I feel you. I see what you're saying. So let's listen. I have a question. I have a question for everybody. Do y'all see anybody in this top 10 trading out now?
Everybody seem like they cowards to make a move. I don't know.
I say the same thing. Everybody's seeing cowardice to make a move.
Yeah, everybody's just a little nervous to really,
Mhm.
make a move.
Well,
You know?
well, there's a lack of the off season. I guess you didn't get the full off season. Does that
That's
have
true.
anything to do with it? Like teams
Maybe.
are more hesitant because you didn't get the full workout one-on-one. You had to do virtual workouts and stuff. So
Yeah, that's possible.
It made LeBron James angry.
All right,
So
let's announce the pick. Oh, go ahead, Ace.
No, I was gonna say, go ahead. Who wants to announce the pick?
no,
Coach Cam, say it.
What can go wrong will go wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks playing to draft Obi Toppin with the number 8 pick. Now, I just want to go first and say, listen, I just
Okay,
don't understand. Is he going to play the 3? What is their plan here? I feel like year after year after year, they draft a small forward, draft a shooting guard, then sign power forwards and centers. What they neglect to do is get a point guard. I mean, you drafted Frank, who's been a bust, traded for Dennis Smith Jr., you don't let him see the floor. So I thought he was going to be a very good guard. You pass up on so many good point guards just to get somebody that your roster rotation is going to be trash. So unless you're going to try to make a trade and go get a Russell Westbrook or somebody, I don't understand this pick. I don't like this pick. I love Obi Toppin. I just don't like the pick of him going there.
what would you want to see?
Oh, speaking of
But I want to
that,
see Cole Anthony.
speaking of that, Stephen A. Smith just tweeted out 10 minutes ago. All I'm waiting for is to see what my New York Knicks are going to do with this damn 8th pick. I'm waiting, damn it. I'm
He's
waiting.
gonna
Not
get
even
heated
gonna-
tomorrow. He's
So,
gonna get heated
but-
tomorrow.
But look at this. Check this out what's on their roster right now, guys. And they just added Obi Toppin, okay? You got Taj Gibson, plays his position. Julius Randle, similar position. Mitchell Roberts, he's a center, but he can play the power forward too, similar position. Mo Harkless, similar position.
Kevin
Bobby
Knox.
Portis, similar position. Kevin Knox, similar position. All 6'7" or above. I mean, what are you doing if you're the New York Knicks and you're adding another player that's the same as those players? It's insane to me. I'm not saying Obi's gonna be bad, but it's insane.
It looks like the pick is in. That's what it looks like. So, Freddie, what is the pick?
Over New York?
No, for
No.
I say it. Listen, hold on. We can still talk about this Knicks. Everybody.
Yeah, because I know Nate wanted to say something.
Yeah, go ahead and say something, Nate. And I'll announce the pick.
It's like, the Jets wanting to draft Trevor Lawrence as a wide receiver or something like along those lines. I'm like, what in the world are the Knicks even doing? Are they allergic to every single position in the NBA except for one?
It seems like it, man.
I have a question for everybody. Just a quick answer. You just said the name. Who did you think going into the draft would be the bust of the draft? The guy that you had a feeling wouldn't pan out?
That's a good question.
Man, that's a question.
Question. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think your answers would take this long. I didn't.
I didn't know who you call.
For anybody thought a name.
Who I feel will be just a complete bust.
Yeah, that was probably going to get picked in the lottery. That hasn't got picked yet. Still,
I think it's Killian Hayes, man.
Killian Hayes. Now the Wizards pick is in. Who do you think they picked?
Avija.
That's who they did. And personally, I mean, I would have rather got a straight 3-and-D guy, a guy I know that's going to bring defensive shooting. I don't think he's going to bring that to him. When you got John Wall and Bradley Beal, you don't need another guy that biggest attribute is scoring with the ball in his hand. I thought he was probably going to be the bust out of anybody because, like you said, everybody wants to go overseas and draft these guys. When there's so many players I would have drafted ahead of him. But, I mean, at the end of the day, The Wizards, sometimes they fall into that category where will go wrong, can go wrong. You know, sometimes, not all the time, but I just don't like this pick. 2 back-to-back picks, I'm not feeling at all. Not because this one is more of the player. The last one was because of the team. This one is more of the player. I would have got a guy, like I said, Aaron Smith above him, shooting 8+ threes a game on 52%. Washington Wizards, I don't agree with this pick at all.
So, Chris Brown, I know you're a 76ers fan, so I don't know if you saw this or not, but I just got it on my phone. It was about Bradley Beal and Zach LaVine. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that. I've been for days.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. But so far, they've been shot down on both trades, but
This is so easy. All we'd have to do, listen, give up the 21 pick, give up all the second rounders we got this draft, maybe some ones in a couple of years. Go ahead, give up Tobias. I would only give up Tobias for Bradley Beal. I'm not giving up Tobias for Zach LaVine. For Zach LaVine, I'll throw Richardson in there. I'll throw Scott in there, maybe some other players in there. Go ahead, give me Zach LaVine. And my starting line is going to be Ben Simmons, Danny Green, Zach LaVine, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid, and we on a roll. Let's talk about this Wizards pick. I don't like it. It's just bugging me off, man. I don't like it.
All right, so tell me, why don't you like the pick?
Because like I said, I need a 3-and-D guy over there with them. I don't need a guy that's, if he's not scoring, we're questioning what he's going to bring. You know, and like Coach Cam said earlier, everybody wants to get the Lukas, the Kristaps Porzingis. When you got this guy that proved, you know, like I said, Aaron Smith. And I'm just Aaron Naismith. This is just one of the guys. There was many guys I would have drafted ahead of this guy. But one thing that you need when you got 2 guys that can penetrate and you got a big man, you know, like Thomas Bryant who can play in the paint, you needed somebody that can knock down the shot. 52% from the three-point line, shooting over 8 attempts a game. That, to me, would have been a perfect pick for Washington, and I think they just blew the bag.
All right, so Trey, how do you feel about this pick? Trey?
Which one? The Knicks pick?
No,
OB?
the Wizards pick drafting Dene.
I cut it.
Huh?
I don't. I gotta see what he has. I gotta see what Washington has to do too. What they're gonna do with Bill and John Wall. Even at that, they're gonna trade him. It all depends on that and their future. So for me, it's a toss up right now. I can know I'm not happy, but I'm not sad about it. I just need to know what their plan on the future is going to be.
All right, Coach Cam.
You know, I'm not like, you know, just angry with the or just totally disappointed, but I thought they needed a 3-point shooter as well.
Yeah,
I thought they could have went Aaron Nesmith, like Chris said, Devin Vassell, or even a Sadiq Bey from Villanova who can knock down Trey. I mean, there were 3 guys there who can play, who are prime candidate to be 3-and-D guys that, you know, that they didn't pick. So I thought it was a better pick there, but I think Avicii will be good, but he's not going to be like the next coming of Luka or anything like that, or people saying it ain't going to happen.
All right, so we're coming to the 10th pick and our final pick for our show tonight. Do you think, and I'll go with Freddie on this one. Freddie, do you think we're going to see a surprise pick at number 10?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the question is, you know, Cole Anthony, that dude have not got picked yet. I mean,
that's my mock draft guy.
I mean, do Phoenix need a point guard now? They got CP3 now. I mean, they do need another playmaker, but I mean, hey, well, I will say this: a great point guard. You talking about developing a point guard? Chris Paul can develop this young cat and take him to a whole nother level. I mean, that could be a good, you know, a good spot for him.
All right, Nate. Do you think we see a surprise at number 10?
I mean, my pick originally was Isaac Okoro, and you know I'm going to steal Coach Cam's famous saying: "What can go wrong will go wrong."
Yeah.
It's the Phoenix Suns. They're historically bad, so yeah, I see a bad move in this next one.
I want to say something, but you know, you say that about Phoenix.
Yeah.
But Phoenix, it seemed like they're on the right direction, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know,
True.
I mean, you know, general manager, coach, and all that, they're making the right moves, bringing CP3. I mean, we know that move's not going to make them win a championship, but it does bring them back relevant. And Coach Cam looked like he has a rebuttal about that.
Just a little.
So,
Go ahead.
Coach Cam.
Yeah. Just a little rebuttal on that. Yeah, they're making great moves. The moves they making are good and they're solid moves. But what I mean, like I said, Phoenix Suns, the bad juju, it'll come out in training camp the first 2 weeks. Chris Paul pull a hammy, miss 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden, an injury here, injury there, and then you look at next year, Phoenix picking right back in the lottery. I can see it happening. Because I mean, Suns and a handful of teams, they just have bad luck, man.
I was about to ask, will it play out if they go with the right pick? But I gotta figure out.
We'll see.
Here it is.
In my mock draft, I had Cole Anthony going there. This is before the trade, and I'm still sticking on it's either that or breaking news. I stopped everything for the breaking news.
That was me. That was me. I put the breaking news on there because I want to let all of our loyal viewers know that we have decided instead of doing the top 10, we're going to actually extend to 14. So, just so everybody knows, we're going to extend. So, please keep on enjoying.
So we get the Spurs, yes.
Yeah, pretty much. I think you still draft Cole Anthony to come off the bench. They need some lightning coming off the bench.
A great place where CP3 can develop,
and yeah.
I can see that. I'll pick Cole Anthony. Yeah. Maybe you're the Suns. What do you need though?
They need bench.
Okay.
They need bench more.
So I got Coach's Cam opinion, Chris Brown's opinion. Trey, who did you see as the best shooter in this draft?
Cole Anthony. Just pure what I've seen, because I watched a lot of Duke and Duke, North Carolina. Cole Anthony can straight out shoot the ball. He needs a little help on. That's why I think he'd be a great fit now with CP3 there. To come off that bench, he'd be a great role player by every stretch of the imagination. Yes, you have CP3 and Devin Booker, but at the same time, Devin Booker needs some help on the offensive end. And I think Cole can do that for you. Anthony can do that for you. And then with CP3, who better to help you lead, become a breakout superstar other than CP3? So I think they need to go with that. But it's the Suns.
All right, Nate, who'd you have?
So as the best 3-point shooter, I'm just going to elaborate this. I really don't know how to pronounce his last name, Halliburton. But as the best shooter, I'm going to go with Cole Anthony in this one as well.
Which, going back to Halliburton for a second here, somebody actually said that Coach Cam is a big fan.
I like Halliburton. Size at the point guard spot. I like him. I think somebody who they're going to get a steal now, especially we could talk about the 10 range. Halliburton was a player that was, expected to be picked in the top 5, 6, or 7 like there. So, I think so. Now you talk about steal territory where, I think he could be a solid player, man. He was a good player at Iowa State, just on the bad team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so while we're waiting on the other pick to happen too, I'm gonna actually go with and I'll go ahead and I'll start with Nate on this one since he hasn't really gone first yet. Who was your best defender that you had in the draft?
Best defender, I had Isaac Okoro. He was the guy that I think I said this actually. I made my answer on this one. I said that he was the guy that I thought was going to go to Phoenix.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Brown, who was your best defender in this draft?
My guy, USC, got drafted by the Atlanta Hawks. Him and John Collins, man, they're going to be crazy down there together. Just trust me. Just trust me. If they make the right move and trade Capella, and you don't have to trade him right away. You can let Oni come off the bench for maybe a couple games, maybe the first 10 to 15 games while you develop a package. But if I'm them, maybe try to get a Gordon Hayward. I don't know. I like Cam Reddish's upside, to be honest.
Yes.
I'm huge, and I'm huge on upside because people forget these guys are 18, 19 years old coming into the league. They're not 22, 23. So you look at Brandon Ingram, 4th year, and now he's an all-star. You can't say, oh, bad year, he's not going to be a good player. Give him the year 4, year 5, when that rookie contract is done, then you can see who they are. And for me, I think Cam Reddish, he's going to be perfect. They have a young core. Now they just need some, wing defenders over there.
All right, so Freddie, who was your best defender in the draft?
Oh, I already said it, Wiseman. Yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Trey, are you a Spurs fan?
Oh heck no!
Oh, I thought you were a Spurs fan.
I live an hour away from San Antonio.
The Spurs fan in the group was actually J-Mac. J-Mac is the Spurs fan.
So Trey, what's your favorite team?
I'm sorry, I'm with Freddie. I'm a Laker guy.
All right, kick him out. Kick him out.
Right. Both of y'all know.
But I will
Another
say
Laker
this:
guy. I can't do it.
I'm not a
Laker
LeBron guy. I'm not a LeBron guy.
Trey, definitely got to kick you out.
Trey, I'll tell you what, we're gonna promote you in the network for just being a Lakers fan, but we're gonna demote you. Wait. So you trying to tell me Michael Jordan's better than LeBron?
No.
No, we're not starting this.
It's about the NBA draft, Freddie. You're about to get kicked out.
Yeah, don't go there. Please don't go there. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Not tonight.
Listen, guys. With this pick taking so long, I think they're trading the number 10 pick.
Yeah, it's taking a long time.
Trade it.
With that being said, since we're watching the NBA draft, I want to know what is your guys' opinion on who do you think has had the worst pick so far in the draft? And with this one, I see that look on Chris Brown's face, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with Chris Brown.
I mean, it's a lot of teams, right? It's so many teams I want to say, but I'm not going to name all of them because I know somebody else might say the one I name. I'm sticking with the Knicks simply because of the fact that they have, like Coach Cam says, 7, 8 guys that all play in that same position at 3 to 5 range with no point guard. I just think, unless they're going to make a trade, this team is very, very bad. And I think I love Obi Toppin. I just don't like the draft pick. And there's another team I wanted to say, but I think that one kind of stands farther than the other one I wanted to say.
All right. Cam, Coach Cam, you're
my worst pick. I'm not going to take the same one. I'm gonna go with Killian Hayes. I just don't like that pick. I just thought it was 2 other point guards out there that was better. Like I said, I like Halliburton. I like Cole Anthony. I just thought those 2 picks should have been it.
I'm sorry, Coach Cam.
Go ahead.
What you're saying.
No, I'm done.
My guy. This is my guy right here. Let me repeat this. This is my guy right here. This is a guy.
I just seen it.
This is a guy who I said is going to be a hell of a basketball player. I didn't know he was going to make it to the top 10. I had him going to number 14. The Phoenix Suns select Jalen Smith, power forward / center, out of Maryland. This is a guy, can I just go on a roll since I'm going? Can I tell you why I love this pick, Ace?
Yes.
Listen, Jalen Smith is a guy giving you a double-double, 15 and 10, can give you the defense, but he's been working on this 3-point shot. So what does that mean? He can help space out the floor. So now you got 2 big men, DeAndre Ayton and Jalen Smith, that can both dominate inside the paint, outside the paint, but he's going to be stretching the floor out. Now, my only question is, Coach Cam, and you can tell me your opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's going to start right away or come off the bench? Just because I think it's going to, and then I think it's all going to depend on who they're playing, because since he's a big guy, until he shows he's mobile, playing at the 4 position where a lot of teams go 4 guards and forwards and 1 big man. I love the pick. I'm just thinking, how they're going to play together. But honestly, I think that was a great pick. That's just something that they needed. And I know Jay, he's watching this. I know he's loving that pick because he's a guy, like I said, that can score inside the paint, outside the paint, and he has defense. I just love this pick from Phoenix.
All right, so I'll go to Coach Cam. What was your thoughts on that?
Good pick. Good pick. He can come off the bench, give him depth. I don't think he'll start right away. I think they'll start Sark. But it gives him quality depth off the bench. This guy can play. I'm a huge college basketball fan, so I watch all the games anytime, any chance I get. And seen a lot of Jalen Smith this year. He's a very good player. The Suns making some good moves. They trying to work their way off my list, but we'll see as the season go on. But they trying. They making some good moves.
I'm so happy. I'm sorry. I'll stop talking. I just love this guy's a baller. This guy's a baller, and in the future it can be bright for him and DeAndre Ayton. When I'm talking about front courts, if one of them can be more mobile, one of them has to be the mobility. I think Jalen Smith, because DeAndre Ayton's probably bigger. Jalen Smith will have to show he's more mobile. Coach Cam, you think he got that in him to be more of a mobile four?
Yeah, I think so. I think he does. Mm-hmm. The college game is so.
It's
how
different.
can I describe it? It's so boxed in.
It's like
slow.
90s.
It's half court ball. Like
It's
you're
half-court
coaching
ball.
every possession, and I think and he played well in college. Don't get me wrong, but I just think the NBA game suits him even more.
I love it.
All right, so that was me that did that because I know recently we touched a little bit on it, but yes, the Timberwolves actually did end up trading their number 17 pick, and they traded him to OKC for Ricky Rubio.
So they went through with it.
Yeah, they did. They went through with it.
Oh gosh.
Hey, Cam, how would it be San Antonio to get your man Halliburton?
That would be cool. I don't know. I wouldn't like that for him. I wouldn't like that for him because they got a ton of guards down there too. You got DeJounte Murray. You got the Forbes of the world, the Lonnie Walkers of the world.
Got Patty Mills.
Still got Patty Mills. Still got the road. Like I don't know where he would fit there. I thought some other places Halliburton could come in and possibly start right away, and you can get his progression going. But you know what? Somebody's gonna get in Halliburton. If he keeps sliding, a playoff contending team is going to end up getting him, and he's going to be put in a good spot, as well as Cole Anthony.
So I want to get your guys' thoughts on this trade really quick. The 17th pick for Ricky Rubio. Coach Cam, how do you feel about this pick? Do you think that this was the right move?
I mean, bringing Ricky Rubio back to Minnesota, it does nothing for them. It does nothing. It doesn't move the needle at all for them, in my opinion. I mean, it gives them a little veteran leadership, but outside of that, I don't know why you do it. I don't know why you pick up extra money just to have him as your backup. I don't like it. I don't like the move at all. You should have kept the 17th pick. Because the way it looks like the board is sliding, you could get a Cole Anthony at 17, possibly. So I don't like the pick.
All right, Chris Brown, how do you feel about the pick?
I hate this move because at 17 you could have got a position that you actually needed. You traded away. You could have got a quality player for the future. Instead, you get a Ricky Rubio to be a backup. Because him, Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell on the floor at the same time is just disgusting basketball. Now, I mean, yes, Ricky Rubio can be the playmaker. Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell can come off the ball. Where's defense at then? You know what I'm saying? So I just don't. I think this is a terrible move. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder are just. I mean, Sam Presti, what he's trying to do, he's trying to, there's a lot of talk saying he's trying to, remake what happened. We had KD, Serge Ibaka, and James Harden. At the end of the day, he has a lot of draft capital, and I'm just excited to see what he's going to do. But I think the Timberwolves made a big mistake. You need depth, and Ricky Rubio isn't worth the money.
No.
All right, Nate.
That move kind of confuses me too because I just he's going back to his old team. Like what Cam said, other than better leadership, what does he have the Timberwolves? And
go ahead, Nate.
Also one other thing that doesn't get what I don't understand is I don't really like the moves that Oklahoma just got the Ricky Rubio this offseason, I believe, and now they're trading it up again.
They didn't need him.
Yeah,
They didn't need him.
I have a question for y'all. Who do you think San Antonio is about to take with this number 11 pick?
You would think that Tyrese Halliburton would be the
The
perfect
kid
fit
from Vanderbilt.
Jonathan Murray.
Aaron Naismith?
Yep.
It's either Nate Smith or Vassell. Nate Smith or Vassell or Bay. Sadiq Bay. Because
I like Sadiq Bay.
Because Greg Popovich like well coached players, and Jay Wright at Villanova coach. He's one of the best college coaches. So.
Coach Cam, you called it. This is why me and you. This is why me and you are like that, man. With the number 11 pick, the number 11 pick, the San Antonio Spurs are taking Devin Vassell. Coach Cam, what's your thoughts on that?
Good shot. I think it's a good pick. Shooter, knockdown shooter, shoot 41%, can put the ball on the floor, score that way as well. Good defensive player. This is your typical 3D guy. Florida State, they always have, athleticism. Leonard Hamilton there likes to recruit that athleticism and length on the wing. So I think this is a good pick for the Spurs here at 11. I like this pick a lot.
You think he's going to start? Coming off the bench?
I think he'll come off the bench, but I think he can be a contributor right away.
Okay.
This point guard from Alabama, who has incredible speed.
All right. Let's see what we got some on the comments here. Well, let's see. We had Kendall who said that the Spurs needed a wing.
And they got it. I mean, they got it. They got a good one, too. You couldn't go wrong with either him, Bay, or Naismith. I mean, all of them are good basketball players. All of them can shoot. All of them can play some defense. Wolf GM is terrible. Kendall, you're right. He's probably – I mean, listen, what can go wrong will go wrong. I don't understand what these people – like, I think this is what happened. When the Suns traded for Chris Paul, they threw their whole entire offseason. I promise you, their goal was to trade for Devin Booker. They didn't have any other.
They had no other plans.
They were sitting there at one because the only plan for them was to trade for Devin Booker. I stood on that, and I'm saying that their offseason all messed up because they didn't trade for Devin Booker. They don't know what to do anymore.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So while we're waiting on this next pick to happen here, I have a question to ask, and I'll go ahead and I'll start with Trey on this one. So Trey, is there one man out there that you're still surprised is on the board?
Halliburton.
And guess what? The Sacramento
He's going to Kings
with the number 12 pick take Tyrese Halliburton. So,
no!
All right, hold on. Since Coach Cam is so high on this guy, I will give Coach Cam the first chance to say this. Coach Cam, take it away.
Couldn't have been a worse fit. Couldn't have been a worse fit for one of my favorite players in the draft. You got De'Aaron Fox there already. And De'Aaron Fox, he's your cornerstone point guard. I mean, the Kings, once again, what can go wrong will go wrong. The reason why I love the Kings is because they picked Marvin Bagley over Luka. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Kings. But that was another mistake they made. And and you got to look at the DeMarcus Cousins years. They had DeMarcus Cousins. They picked the big man from Greece. They picked Skal Labissiere. They kept picking centers. Now you got a point guard, and you're going to pick another point guard. I feel bad for Halliburton because he's going to have to come off the bench, and it's not the ideal fit for them. It's a bad place to go, because anybody that touches Sacramento, Fox is good, but mostly anybody that touches Sacramento, something bad happens to him. And that's just I'm happy Tyrese got drafted, but not there, man, not there.
All right, Chris Brown.
I mean, I feel just like Coach Cam. I just don't understand. I mean, what do you think De'Aaron Fox is going to leave? That must be your only thoughts. De'Aaron Fox is going to leave and you have his replacement. But I just don't understand this because he's shown no reason that he wanted to leave. Why not improve your roster? But Bogdan, everybody thinks he's going to get traded away. He's declining. He wants to go in free agency. Why don't you replace the shooting he had with Aaron Naismith or Sadiq Bey? I just don't understand. The Kings, man. What Sean Payton said in the NFL, there's only certain teams you have to worry about every year. He could have said that about the NBA. There's certain teams that just every year something will go wrong. The Timberwolves are in that list. Now the Knicks are on the list. The Kings are on the list. The Pistons are on this list. Sorry, Ace, they made good of it today. But all these other teams, I mean, their draft has been horrible.
You know what? I'm not even mad that people are ragging on my team, dude, because it's everybody has the right to. When you've been bad for so long as we have, you have that right to rag on us. I'm just saying. So we have the pick is in, it looks like, or was that just an old?
That's old. We taking that off.
All right, cool. We're taking that off, so there's no confusion there. So Trey, I'll ask you, what do you think about this pick?
I mean, I agree with Chris. I mean, Fox is a great player. If you're not going to get rid of him, why not build around him, and why not better than Halliburton? He's a great player. I mean, you got to start somewhere, and I just hope that Halliburton and Fox, they could be a great dynamic duo together for years to come if they all stay healthy. I mean, Scott, why not just start building around Fox and Halliburton right now and just start improving their game? I think it's a good pick. I really do.
Hey, Chris, real quick.
Yeah,
I got a guy that I coach prep ball with. And he's from Philly. You know, he's a Philly fan. We're doing through. He's asking. He's crossing his fingers that Cole slipped to him.
Well, you know how hype I would be if Cole slipped to us. We could have him and Shake coming off the bench. What? Oh, that would literally be a dream come true. I either want them or right now Naismith. Hopefully he drops too. I would take one of them in a heartbeat. I mean, we can get our hand. If I just don't, I hate the fact Cole Anthony is slipping right now. I hate the fact I had him going to Phoenix, but Phoenix traded for Chris Paul. So now when I look at the lottery, the Pelicans are coming up. I mean, do they take him? I mean, they just traded for Bledsoe and Hill, so I don't see that.
Well, Adrian Wojnarowski just said New Orleans has been discussing trading.
Yeah, I know they've been discussing trade. So who do you think Cole Anthony's going to fall out the lottery? Now he's falling out the lottery. He's falling out the lottery.
I never thought he was going in. I thought he was always that player that is going to be good. Like, and I thought people, because of the years that I had, I thought they were going to like devalue him a little bit. But I think he's going to be a great player.
Me too. He might fall to the Celtics. I don't know. I mean, I think the Celtics like Wanamaker. They got a smart.
I hate Wanamaker.
I don't hate him, but I would take Cole Anthony for the future. And then you got Edwards. They got so many guards. They really need, shooters coming off the bench for them. I see them taking Naismith at 14. I see Cole Anthony falling down badly.
Would you put Cole Anthony with the Hawks?
Oh yeah, off the bench.
Yeah, but like Coach Cam said, where the veterans going to lie at?
Yeah.
That's the only question.
So since we're at pick 13 and there's been discussions that the Pelicans might trade this pick, do you guys feel like the Pelicans will trade this pick? And I will ask Trey this first. Trey, do you feel like the Pelicans end up trading this pick?
I think they are. I think they're in discussion. I think that's why it's taking so long for the pick to get in. I think they already have discussions who they have. I don't know who their trade partner is, but I think they already got their trade partner, and I think they're discussing who they want to pick for that team. So I think this is fixing to come down any minute now that the Pelicans have traded their 13th pick.
All right, Nate, do you think they trade this pick?
I don't really know. I mean, I can see it going either way. But I'm leaning towards more.
Oh, you traded Dominic Bogart, him and go. Okay, maybe.
That's facts.
That's facts.
That's
facts. All right, so Coach Cam, what do you?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Chris Brown, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go after Coach Cam.
All right.
Well, what's good?
The question was, do you foresee the Pelicans actually trading this pick since there's been talks about it?
Yeah, I can see them trading them. I can see them trading this pick. Especially with the moves that were made. Because they were looking. I thought before the draft, I thought they could look at a point guard as well here. And the reason why I say a point guard is just because not necessarily because when you have 14. And when you have 14, you're not necessarily always looking for a starter, but you're looking for someone that can contribute maybe right away, come off the bench, fill out a roster. Also, play maybe 15 minutes a night, 15, 20 minutes a night. But I think they look to trade this pick. They look to trade. I don't know who they would trade it with. I'm not sure if there's any trade partner that wants to move up. But I don't think they'll select here. If they do, You know, if they do, I can see them. They need a wing. They need a win. They need somebody that could knock down some shots.
With Kira Lewis.
The pick is in.
All right,
Kira
the pick
Lewis.
is in.
The Orlando Pelicans are targeting Kira Lewis at the number 13th
The
pick.
point guard. See, that's
I
what
should
I'm
have
saying.
asked my question sooner then.
Why though? Now we're talking about like the Knicks. You got Lonzo. You got Eric
Trade.
Bledsoe. You got
They're trading somebody.
Yes. Oh, both of those guys are going to get moved. At least one. I think
they got
Bledsoe.
to.
They're going to get moved. To me, I would have traded that pick. I'm getting my guy Miles Turner because for some reason Jackson Hayes hasn't shown he wants to take that step forward. I'm calling whatchamacallit. I'm calling the Pacers and say, listen, I got all these picks. I got George Hill. I know you want him back. I got Bledsoe.
Yeah, of course. It's the inside. As my area calls.
Freezing up a little bit. We're having a little bit of a
Yeah.
technical difficulty.
Yeah. Chris is freezing up. But so we can go to I guess Trey, how'd you feel about this pick?
It just depends on what they're going to do with it. Is it their pick or is it they're trading Lonzo or what? That's I need clarification. Yeah, they don't need another point guard right now. They're going to keep Lonzo. I think they're trading. I think they're going to trade Lonzo or keep Kira or whatever. But some's brewing. I don't think this was the pick for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Coach Cam, how do you feel about that?
I honestly, I really thought that, I would have traded the pick. I know Chris said Miles Turner, because they're not, exactly invested in Jackson Hayes. He doesn't think, but I want to give Jackson Hayes a little time. He's from my hometown, Cincinnati, born and raised. So, I'm a little biased. So I've seen him play in high school, following college. I think, he's so raw and athletic, man. I think you got to give Jackson Hayes some time because he could be that rim protector and that center that you need. I think they need to give him a little bit of time. But I would have traded it. I don't see where Kira Lewis fits. I don't see where he fits in. I know they got to trade some other pieces and round out the roster, but I don't see where he actually fits in.
I'm just trying to figure out who the Pelicans would trade.
You got Bledsoe now. You got George Hill now. You got Kira Lewis, and you got 4 point guards.
No, I'm talking about who they would trade.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't
like Lewis too.
I don't think that they'll trade Bledsoe. I don't think that they will.
No,
they're not.
They would not trade him.
Why not? He trash.
What?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Y'all don't think the Pelicans gonna trade Bledsoe?
No.
No,
He trash. Why would you keep him?
he was definitely trash in the playoffs. Tell you that.
He's always been trash in the playoffs. I'd keep George Hill. At least George Hill has shown you that he's shot 46% from the 3-point line last year, led the NBA.
Yep.
He's doing everything right. Lonzo Ball is the defender, your playmaker. George Hill is your veteran. That actually makes it different. I'm trading Bledsoe. George Hill is probably you can probably get more for Hill, but you don't need Bledsoe on your roster. You don't stunt the growth of Lonzo Ball.
And Chris, I wanted to tell you, you gotta give Jackson Hayes one more year, man.
I love Jackson Hayes.
Born and raised in Cincinnati, bro. We can't kick him to the side.
I didn't want to kick him to the side. I'm saying until if you wanted to make a push for the playoffs, you can have him come off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely.
And get Miles Turner. What I want Jackson Hayes to be that center for the future because he has all the intangibles. Mm-hmm. He's athletic. He needs to be a better shot blocker than what he's showing right now.
I agree.
Oh, pick is in.
Pick is in. All right. So this is the 14th pick.
So this is the last one of the lottery.
This is the last one of the lottery. And they drafted, they drafted something that I wanted them to get. I said they needed a shooter. And the Boston Celtics got Aaron Naismith. This guy over 8 threes attempted a game at Vanderbilt. 6'6", over 8 threes attempted a game, shooting 52%. They needed shooting coming off that bench, and they got it right now. They needed some knockdown shooters on this team, and they got it right now. I personally think this was the best, either him or Sadiq Bey. I think this is the best pick you can get. You needed a wing that can shoot. Now, if you want to still trade Gordon Hayward, for a center, you can, because now you got a shooter in the starting lineup. But if you want him to come off the bench, he's perfect for you.
So now, Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say because I think when you look at the Celtics, I think we can all agree that that's like the one thing that the Celtics have lacked was pretty much a big man. That's one thing. That's why they could not make the finals because that's truly one thing that they lack. They need a big man. So I feel like if they're gonna get a big man, they need to go out and trade for a big man right now. And they need to find that right suitor.
Clint Capella. Go
So
ahead and
it's
get rid of
realistic his
Hayward.
name. Yeah.
Clint Capella.
All right, so
Yeah.
Coach Cam, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say something, and I know we're doing a lottery, but now I would love if Sadiq Bey dropped the 18 to my Mavs. I would love that. I just
Perfect.
think that would be perfect fit. He can stand, sprace the court, Luka drive and kicks. He's gonna find you. I think that would be a great pick. If we could get Sadiq Bey at 18, I really do. And he's still on the board, and I'm kind of shocked at that.
I mean, looking at the people, Coach Cam, who's drafting, you got 15, you got the Magic. What can go wrong will go wrong. They're going to mess up. Does Houston still have their number 16 pick? Didn't they trade that, right?
They traded that.
Yeah, so who has 16 right now?
Portland.
Oh, no, I thought it was the Pistons. It's the Pistons.
The Pistons got
Yeah,
it.
they just traded.
Oh,
That's right.
so who knows what you're going to do right there, Ace? I'm serious. I honestly don't know. I mean, do you go get Precious from the whatchamacallit from Memphis? Do you go get the big man? Do you get a Tyrese Maxey? Do you get an RJ Hampton so you can have a nice backcourt? Who knows what you do? But Coach Cam, you said what if Sadiq Bey? Would you take? Who else would you take if you can't get a Sadiq Bey? Would you take RJ Hampton and Tyrese Maxey? Would you take one of those?
I would take RJ Hampton. I would take I would definitely take RJ Hampton. That was one of my sleepers picks. So I didn't expect Sadiq Bey to be this still on the board. But if I get either one of them, I'm happy at 18.
I know we said we were done, but he fell one pick out of the lottery, and I don't Cole Anthony got drafted by the Orlando Magic.
That's good for them. That's good for them. I know it's a place where it's kind of but
it is good for him. He's going to play.
He's going to play. He's going to play a lot because Markelle Fultz just simply can't shoot the basketball, and he's going to play a lot. I kind of like that move for the Orlando Magic. I hate that Jonathan Isaac got hurt.
I do too.
That was a nice. And speaking of Jonathan Isaac and Florida State, shout out to Leonard Hamilton, wing players and pros year in and year out. We hear Kentucky, we hear Duke, we don't hear enough about Florida State, and they produce pros year in and year out. But I like what Orlando's trying to do. They got Vucevic, Anthony. They doing some all right things.
They decent over there. They decent.
Where do you see them landing next year?
Not in the playoffs.
In the East?
They still hanging in there at 8. They love that 8 seed.
I mean, I got the Wizards. Actually, because of the Wizards pick, I don't know. I do see they possibly can still make it. We're gonna have to wait and see. They're going to compete for the 8th spot.
I think we're waiting on the final pick.
We said them all, Ace.
We're good.
That was 14. That was 14.
We went over one.
We did 14 and 15.
Yes, my apologies. We did go over one. So with that being said, we're right about that time. So Chris Brown, I'll go ahead and start out with you. I'll go ahead and say you get 45 seconds to say whatever it is you want to say, give a recap of the draft or whatever.
I mean, this draft, I'm just upset that there have been no blockbuster trades. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm very even for the past couple of days, there have been no blockbuster trades. I'm very disappointed in teams not, making things happen. I will say there's going to be a lot of trades now outside of the lottery and in the second round. I see a lot of trades happening. Well, yeah, half the teams that picked it right now messed up their pick. I'm going to be honest. At least half, if not more, messed up their picks. For the teams that got it right, salute to y'all. My Sixers, you better get it right at 21.
All right, Nate, you got 45 seconds.
So I don't know why New York went for that pick. The Knicks, everybody. And so other than that, I hope the Nuggets get their pick right as well. And that's all I had.
All right, Trey, you got 45 seconds.
I guess I'll piggyback on what Chris said. no blockbuster trades after all the reports of Adrian Wojnarowski saying that there's going to be a lot of trades probably coming up because of everything that's been going on, and nothing has happened. It's all been a standstill. The first day was kind of whatever, but what you saw today in the draft was basically who the good teams are and who the bottom feeders are, and why those teams are actually the great teams, why these teams are never going to make it out of wherever they're struggling with. You see the Golden State Warriors, who should never be at number 2 ever again to save their lives in the next 10 years, show why they pick up a great Steele and Wiseman. Thank God that Klay Thompson, his injury doesn't seem as serious as with a heel instead of his ACL or ankle or something like that. So, and then Phoenix Suns, I know Chris isn't too thrilled, like what will go wrong, but that's a great pick for the Phoenix Suns. It looks like they're trending in the right direction. So you just saw why the top teams are the top teams and why the bottom feeders are the bottom feeders. Nothing's going to ever change in the NBA.
All right, Coach Cam, you get 45 seconds.
Hey, I'm just anxious to see what I feel you, Brandon, because I'm just anxious to see how Minnesota's going to play with Anthony Edwards. With me as a coach, and been coaching for years, different levels, high levels, I just don't understand how you pick a player, number one, who's supposed to be, help to be a face of the franchise with Karl Anthony Towns, and he don't love the game of basketball. I don't understand that. I know he's a great player. I'm not saying he's going to be a bust or anything, but when you pick number one, that man has to love the game of basketball. He got to be willing to put in the work when you don't feel like it. And when you don't love the game and when you don't feel like it, you ain't going to put in the work.
All right. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for watching our first ever NBA live draft. It was a fantastic time. We showed you the top 14, broke down the top 14 picks. I want to thank Chris Brown, Nate the Great, Trey, and Coach Cam. They were great takes. And my last thing is I will say, watch out because my Pistons are coming. We made Come on, I just got to throw that out there. I got to throw it out there. I got to be confident. Yeah, I got to be confident, right?
Hey, right. It's all good. That 8 seed up for grabs, baby.
Right? that 8 seed is right there. It's right there, man.
Right. Always.
It's always right there for you.
Yeah, all right. So I hope everybody has a fantastic night. And we will actually see you again tonight for Sports Minute. Sports Minute comes on tonight. And then tomorrow, don't forget, we have Real Talk tomorrow with Chris Brown and Coach Cam and Freddie Henderson. And I believe.
And Will. We're going to listen, we're going to break down everything that happens today. First round, second round, the trades that we know. I'm manifesting that's going to happen tomorrow. Stay tuned because we're really going to break down some basketball.
That show is going to be hot. That show is going to be good.
It's going to be hot takes and some hot topics. Please watch the shows. You're going to have a fantastic time. Before we hop off, one more time, why don't you guys tell me how can we get these awesome ASAP shirts? If you want a free one, how do you get it? And I'll go ahead and go with Chris Brown on this one.
Listen, I see everybody in the comments. Thank you for showing up to the show. If you want a free shirt, keep commenting. Comment on Sports Minute later tonight. Make sure you share the video, share the page, like the video. Whoever does that, we're going to tally up at the end of the month. We're going to call them the Viewer of the Month, and that Viewer of the Month gets their very own free ASAP Network t-shirt.
All right, so if you can't hop on there and comment, and you're like, man, I'm scared to comment, but I still want one of those shirts. Guess what? Coach Cam, how can you still get a shirt?
Hey, you can still get a shirt. Make sure you inbox one of us. And it's only $25, plus shipping and handling. Inbox one of us. You can buy your ASAP t-shirt. You don't have to comment, but you can always support and wear one. Be a walking billboard for us.
Ace, your team just drafted.
Good team.
I'll tell you before we leave. Center Isaiah Stewart. You can think about that when we get off live.
Just sleep well.
Right. My Pistons are no longer coming. Okay. I'm done with this team. I'm done with it. Throw the towel. I'm done. All right. So everybody have a fantastic night, and we will see you again. And enjoy the rest of the NBA draft because I know it's going to be good.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.